Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, I'm going to talk about something that you probably haven't heard. Um, with regards to automation. So if you listen to the internet a lot, people always talk about, oh, you need systems, you need automation, you need teams. That's how you become a millionaire. And that's not wrong. That's not wrong. I mean, if you look at McDonald's, that's like the poster child of systems and automation, right? Like if you get a hamburger from McDonald's, it's because there's a system that created that hamburger and you can replace everybody in that system and it will produce the same predictable hamburger um, that McDonald's produces, right? But the problem is that I think the message has to be accepted at a certain point when you're ready for it, right? So if you're just starting out in life, and this is day one, I honestly think, this is my opinion, that systematization and automation will actually ruin you, right? And what has to happen is that you have to actually know what's going on with the automation and feel comfortable with it. And I think too many people, they just jump right in without like getting to know what the automation or systematization, is that how you say it, works, right? And it reminds me of the episode of I Love Lucy. So I Love Lucy, one of my favorite shows growing up. There was an episode where Ethel and Lucy work in a chocolate factory, and then they're kind of working at a slow speed with the conveyor belt at a very slow speed. And so they feel really comfortable. And then they tell like the supervisor, like, hey, they got it. And so the supervisor says speed it up, and now the automation's gone crazy, and next thing you know, they're putting chocolates in their clothes so that they can quote make production, right? And this is a great episode, and this is produced what, like 19, what year was this? Was it 1940s or 50s? But this is a great, let's say, episode to kind of show the dangers of getting into automation in day one, right? And I've seen this happen over and over again where people just kind of like put team members, oh, this team member will take care of it. And then no one's even checking if they do the work correctly or not, because, like, well, that's his role, right? And the same thing with like systems and computers. Like, well, we put a system to automate. It's like, well, how does it work? And like nobody even knows, right? Happens more than you would believe. And so I think that message is appropriate when the owner of the business, or the person in charge, feels comfortable with the process that they have, and then the systematization of their process should happen gradually. So when there's a leak in that system, which inevitably there will be, you know how to stop it. The biggest problem that most people have is they try to create this grand master plan, and then when something falls apart, you don't know where the failure point is. Okay. I've seen it all the time throughout the years. And this is why I say, like, hey, yeah, you should systematize, but you should just do it gradually. So in case something in your system fails, kind of like a water leak, you know where the water leak comes from and you know how to patch it up. Right. But most people, they just want to go all in automation. Like they just want to go all in. And then sometimes if you tell people like slow down, you know, people don't wanna hear that. It's kinda like, I don't know if you ever heard of, like, marketing automation. So the whole point is, like, you have all these systems that email people and display ads, and what's supposed to happen is you're gonna get, like, a lot of leads and traffic, right? But what happens if your marketing is so good, but all the other pieces of your business, like sales and fulfillment, is not? Then you're getting, like, 10,000 calls, and you might even be able to sell them, but if you can't fulfill the orders, you're screwed. Right? So that's why, like, you can't just tell people, "Oh, just automate everything," right? "Oh, you need to rely on teams and systems because that's what McDonald's does." Yeah, yes, that's true, but I'm sorry, McDonald's didn't get there on day 1, right? But too many people are like, "Well, I just we just need to do that," and have no idea how their process works, and I feel like that's, like, the biggest problem that I see with a lot of people is that they're not trying to understand whatever system they're crafting, how it works. And if there's a problem with it, how do you stop the leak? Now, why do I talk about this is because a lot of times people are like, whoa, give me a velocity banking calculator. Oh man. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Start from the beginning, do the budget, understand what a line of credit is, understand what order of debts to pay off, and then do that over and over again. And then this whatever velocity banking calculator, whatever, that's a cherry on top, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, just give me the calculator." Like, well, you don't have the you're not going to develop the understanding unless you go through the whole process over and over again, right? Like if you literally think that with $1 in your savings, the bank's going to give you a line of credit, that's kind of foolish, right? But a lot of people just they want that calculator. Like, I don't care if I understand it. I just need it. I'm like, no, you got to go through the process. You can even upload, let's say, like 20 YouTube videos trying to explain it, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, now you're ready for the calculator. It's like one of those Mr. Miyagi moments, right? Wax on, wax off. Do that first before I teach you karate. But everybody's like, man, I need to learn the karate from day one. Mr. Miyagi, you're using me, right? And maybe he was. I don't know. Maybe he needed some free labor from Daniel LaRusso. But what I'm saying is this, right? Automation needs to be done at the appropriate moment, not on day one. But too many people like just want to automate everything. And I honestly think that's why so many people struggle in business because they're not trying to understand every facet of the business, right? Every facet of it before they automate, right? Like when I did, start set up an Airbnb, I didn't just like hire people and then never go to the site. I checked out the site. I understood how much materials were going to cost and how much is going to be like consultation fee. Oh, like these, hired cleaners, get to meet the cleaners. Get to know them, right? So there's a lot of manual effort. And then once you've built that relationship and then feel comfortable with them, okay, then then you can automate. Then you can, rely on your team members to do things because you've built that trust gradually over time. But I wouldn't do that in day one, right? If it were me, like if I'm just going to hire a bunch of people and then it's kind of like throwing stuff at a wall and hopefully it just sticks, right? But a lot of people don't want to do that. Like I don't know what this obsession is about not trying to understand what it is that you're trying to do and rely too much on computers and automation. But there needs to be some sort of element where if something goes wrong, you can spot the leak. So if something goes wrong in my process, and somebody complains, I can easily see where what went wrong because I gradually automated things over time, right? Like if so when you go to like the next step and you do let's say a phased rollout, like if something goes wrong and you made a change, oh, I'll fix that leak, right? But if you automate too quickly, okay, then you're gonna have maybe possibly if it's good if it's a good moment, um a funny moment, kind of like I Love Lucy, right? But then if it's a disaster, it's probably going to be like working at a restaurant. You have 100 orders coming in, kind of like kitchen nightmares, and then none of your food goes out, right? And then people will be pissed and angry. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today, folks. This is Korean to Mentorship. I know 2 videos in one day. It's crazy, right? And then who knows? Maybe I might make more videos just me about ranting about stuff. But yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today in this video, folks. Korean to Mentorship. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.